We have 11 or 12. Looks like 12 orders going out the door. I think 8 eBay, 3 Poshmark, and 1 Depop. No Mercari, as always, no Mercari, but I'm going to be shipping those out on live. Let me open up Nifty really quick so I can go over sale prices and all that stuff. And as you guys are hopping in, if you're watching this on replay, make sure you say replay in the chat. If you are watching this, make sure you hit the live as well, or hit the like button as well. And let me know if you sold something really cool in the chat, and I will shout you out during the live. Yeah, good amount of sales yesterday. We actually had a really good day in sales yesterday. And I packed up a few orders before the mailman got here too. So we'll go over what sold. Had a couple good items sell this morning that I haven't even seen yet. Kayla pulled all the orders this morning, so we'll pack these up and ship them out. Make some room over here to bring over some stuff. What's up, Juliet? Feeling any better? I'm feeling okay. I don't feel like I still have a cough. Yeah, still not feeling 100%, but I'm feeling better than I did on Monday. That's for sure. Monday I felt like garbage, absolute garbage. All right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the 1 Depop order that we had from yesterday. It is just this Polo Sport Ralph Lauren big hit crew neck sweater. Picked this up for $10.68, and this one sold for $27. This one is just going to go right into a poly bag and ship out easy peasy. Only 1 Depop sale yesterday. I think I accepted like 6 offers or something like that on Depop, and nobody accepted but this one. So what's up, Sabrina? Appreciate you. Keep a list of brands that you are buying. I don't have like a list. I know everybody always asks me for like a list for sale. I don't have anything like that. If you want to know what sells consistently for us, Michael, just go to our eBay store. It's linked in our bio. It's always in our link tree. You can see what's listed and what's sold for the last 90 days. I think I have 30 grand worth of sales for you to look over. So feel free to do that. That's like the easiest way to see what we're buying and selling. When does the TJ Maxx do the mass sale? It's usually sometime they always do it at the beginning of the year and then in the middle of the year. So it's usually sometime around June, July. It's never really the same exact date every single year. So it changes depending on their sale days, when the sale days land on, things like that. So it's usually June or July. And then the one at the end of the year is usually January. Sometimes it could be late as February. So those are the 2 days. What's up, Louie? Welcome in. All right, let's ship out some Poshmark orders. We have some really, really good Poshmark orders going out. I was gonna make a video on this, but like me pulling this item, but I guess I won't because it's already been pulled. This is a Rowback sweater. This is one that Kayla found at, I think we got this at City Thrift. Picked this up for $8.56. There's nothing special about this. I didn't even realize Rowback made women's items until Kayla found this. We looked it up and we're like, oh, it's a women's Rowback piece. Picked this up for $8.56. This sold in like 2 days for $38. So really, really good brand. Rowback. If you don't know what it looks like, just go back and watch a couple videos ago that I put out, and we found this. So really, really good sale. Love finding Rowback. Usually we find men's Rowback, but women's Rowback is out there. So who would have known? Morning, trying out Nifty for our drafting. A couple of bumps starting out. I pre-draft listings before taking photos. Nifty requires 1 photo to save the draft. Also templates, email the team. Yeah, if they require that, that's something, yeah. You email them and see if they can fix it. They should be able to fix that. Maybe it's because they use AI to determine what the listing is. But yeah, I do it the same way. So that would be kind of a road bump for me too. The hardest thing would be switching that up and doing your photos second, or doing your photos first before you do your drafts, which isn't always a bad thing, because when you do your photos second, you can actually catch all the stains before you do the draft. So if you were going to list something and you just find a flaw, you would like cut that listing off and then go fix that item or redonate that item if it's too flawed. That could be something you do. This Sunday I'm doing a fundraiser show for my family's medical bills. Can you join the show and give me some pointers? I can try to make it. I can't guarantee, because on Sunday we actually have a show to set up for too. So usually Sunday's pretty packed, because Saturday we run a show, and Saturday show is going to be big for us. And then we're usually packing most of the day and then setting up the Sunday show like later in the day. So I can't guarantee I'll be there, but I'll try. Do you crosslist buy it now and whatnot, yes, I have a whole bunch of listings over there. I use Vindu to do that. For right now, Vindu is the only one that has cross listing to whatnot. So I'm stuck between, like, obviously I use Nifty for everything else, but Vindu I only use the cross list over to whatnot. So yeah, once Nifty comes out with whatnot cross listing, I'll be doing that. But if you're interested in cross listing with Vindu, I do have a link in my bio. They reached out, and I did put a link in my bio for them with a discount code. So if you need to bring your listings over, right now Vindu is your only option to do that, unfortunately. Next up, we got some Purple Label that's sold. Purple Label Ralph Lauren. I'm trying to find it on my list. There it is right now, right there. Purple Label collection. This is a linen dress. I picked this up on Whatnot. I don't know what I paid for it. I know I paid a lot less than what it sold for. I think I paid like right around 30 or 40 bucks for this. I bought it from Erica, and it sold for $150. This one sold only took about a week to sell. Really good dress. As soon as I saw her run it, I was like, I'm gonna buy that dress. And yeah, I think I paid like 30 or 40 bucks for it. So really good sale. Purple Label Ralph Lauren dress. Typically I put these in the white bags, but right now I'm out of white bags. I don't have them next to me and I don't feel like grabbing them. So I'm just going to throw this right into a poly bag. What's up, Felix? Link in case you make it. Cool. I'll click on it right after the live. Which platforms do you feel perform better? For us, sales-wise is Whatnot for sure. Profit wise is going to be eBay. Like profit per unit is going to be eBay. So it goes in this order. Sales, number of sales per platform will be Whatnot, eBay, Poshmark, Depop, Mercari. Those are our top selling platforms. And to be honest, I think I'm going to drop Mercari because I haven't sold anything on Mercari again in like a week. So there's no real point to listing on Mercari. I do think it's to reduce my time, which would be awesome. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to check it out. I still haven't even looked at it. I still haven't even tried it. But I think when we move to the new house and we lose mom, I'm gonna have to do that. I'm gonna have to list on Nifty and just cross list all platforms. Especially if Nifty is really, really good with AI. From what I hear, it's really good with AI. And I can just upload photos and it can just build my whole listing for me. Then I can just take 10 photos or 10 items photos a day, not 10 photos, but 30, 40 photos, and then just upload them all to Nifty and have it build out my listing for me. That would like reduce my listing time and by like so much. Last sale on Poshmark is gonna be a public rec pair of pants. Pick these up. I don't know what I picked these up for. I don't have a price in there, but I'm assuming I bought these for right around $8, and these sold for $25 over on Poshmark. Nice little sale. Public Rec is a great brand to look for, especially their pants. Their pants sell very, very well. Their shirts and their polos, they kind of don't hit like the pants do. And these used to sell for like 50, 60 bucks like back in the day. The brands kind of went down a little bit, but still, if you can buy it for right around $8, $5 to $8, and find them, you can make some good money on those. So those are Poshmark orders. Now we're going over to eBay. I have 8 eBay orders going out the door. We'll start with some Lily Pulitzer. These were little girls, Lily Pulitzer pants. Kayla found these actually in the women's section. They were a girl size extra large. We picked these up for $6.96, 100% linen, and these sold for $27 plus shipping. Do you track all your purchases? Yes, we put all of our buy cost into our custom SKU, and then from there, every time an item sells, it gets downloaded directly into Nifty. And then Nifty tracks our profit and loss without us really having to do anything. I might make a video OVABs. As soon as I start doing it, OVABs, I'm definitely going to make a video on how listing on Nifty works. Because I don't think I included that in my video on YouTube. So look out for that whenever we move, which should be in the next month or two. Where do you get your long boxes for storage? Dina, they're in my link tree, which is in the description of this video. Also, if you go to my pinned post, you can find my link tree. Go to the products we use on a daily basis section. And the boxes, the exact boxes we used are linked there. You can buy them on Amazon. What are those bags? Again, same thing, thrifting, Thrive. If you go thrifting to Thrive, if you go to my link tree, which is in my bio, just click on that. Go to the products we use on a daily basis section. The exact clear bags we use are also linked there as well. We get all those on Amazon, and all of them are in our link tree. So if you ever see any products that we use, like bags, these bags, anything. As far as our thermal printer, things like that, like everything is linked in our linked in our link tree, and it's all pretty much Amazon. So if you have an Amazon Prime membership, you can just order those. Good morning. I noticed that once I sell an item, the shipping cost doesn't populate in Nifty. Yeah, you don't have to add that. You have to go into Nifty. So let me show you. Lily Plitzer. Let me show you my screen. I'll show you exactly how to do it. It's super easy. You don't have to populate anything. So once you ship all of your items, so this Lily, obviously I haven't shipped this Polo Ralph Lauren. I haven't shipped anything else. But as you can see, my shipping cost is not in this Lily Plitzer line right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit import, and then I'm just going to select a random date, doesn't matter, and I'm going to hit import. And now what it's going to do, it's going to import all of the information after. Nifty can't put in your shipping information until after you ship the item. And then you have to tell Nifty, hey, I shipped my item, and as you can see, Lily Plitzer shipping just got put in, and now I have my proper profit. So you don't have to go in, you just hit import right here, and it downloads all your information right there. So this was not there just a second ago, and now it's there because I imported it. So super easy to do. Just go back, and if you haven't done it since the beginning of the year, just go back all the way to the beginning of the year, select the date from the beginning of the year till now. It'll update all your numbers all the way through, and it takes like 5-10 seconds. It's just going to read over your platforms and make sure all the information is correct. And if anybody's interested in Nifty for cross listing or anything like that, there's a link in the description of this video, and then there's also going to be a link in the comments really quickly. I'm about to put it in there. So if you need something to track all your information, send offers, share your Poshmark closet, cross list, of course, and analytics tool to be able to track your profit and loss, you can do that right there. Easy peasy. What are your thoughts on eBay cross-posting listings to Facebook Marketplace? I would say don't even cross-list Facebook Marketplace right now. If anybody's cross-listing to Facebook Marketplace, let me know in the chat first. I want to know who's actually listing to Facebook Marketplace. I actually had this conversation with Nifty the other day because they were going to start working on Facebook next, and I told them, work on Whatnot. Nobody's cross-listing to Facebook, especially if you're shipping. If you're doing local sales, then yeah, maybe you're still doing that. But there's no point in doing the shipping because I hear that it takes almost a month for your payouts to come out. So who's waiting a month if after they sell an item? Like that's crazy. And then two, there's no seller protections anymore because there's no shipping on Facebook. So if you sell something, you have to ship with your own label, which means that buyer can just say, hey, I never received this item, and Facebook's going to side with them and give them their money back. So I personally, at this point in time, wouldn't cross-list to Facebook. They've taken so many things away from the seller's perspective that it just doesn't make sense to sell anymore. And to be honest, you're not going to sell more on Facebook than you're going to sell on Poshmark, eBay, Depop, Mercari even. I don't think you're going to get that many sales. So yeah, I told her, don't work on that. Work on Whatnot, because everybody's coming over to Whatnot. Nobody's coming over to Facebook. So there's so much to learn how to use Nifty. Oh yeah, I have a guide on YouTube too, Christy. If you go watch that guide, it pretty much covers everything besides the listing portion because I wasn't using listing at that time. Appreciate you, Obabs. I just saw a Facebook Marketplace seller. Just saw it in Facebook Marketplace seller, not mine. I list the Facebook Marketplace. I ship and have local deals. Okay, Jen, how long does it take you to receive your payouts? Have you ever noticed how long it takes you after you sell an item? How long does it take you for that money to hit your bank account after the item's delivered? Because I'm seeing posts, I'm seeing videos being made it's saying it's taking up to a month for payouts to hit. And if that's the case, why would you ever sell on that platform? Just list the same items on eBay. You're probably going to sell them there. Does Nifty have an inventory system to track bins? Yeah. Like an inventory system, like a bin system? No. So what I do to track my bin system is, let's go to my analytics. Let me show you this. For everything that's in inventory, I just put them in my eBay custom SKU. And then when I'm pulling from Nifty, you can see my custom SKU for this Polo Ralph Lauren, which I'm about to show next, is 5298. So if you're reading Nifty to pull all your sales, then you could just go to 5298, and it's in your eBay custom SKU. You can also put what you paid in here too. You can see a lot of these just have numbers because I didn't put these away yet. But like, let me see. Like this one right here, 3938, 428. That's 428 is what I paid. 3938 is my inventory number. So as you're listing on Nifty, you can put this in your custom SKU as you're listing on Nifty, or if you list on eBay first and download your listings, your custom SKU will always be there. And so you don't really need a bin system within Nifty because you can just put it on your custom SKU. That's how I do it. It makes it super simple, super easy to do. Speaking of sales, I just talked about this one. Polo Ralph Lauren. This is a nice floral Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. Perfect time to sell one of these. It's a men's size medium. Picked this up in a bulk buy. Paid about $8 for this, and it sold for $29.99 plus shipping. It's a full price sale. This one sold really, really fast. It sold within 5298 means we just put this away in inventory, so we probably listed this within the last week. Good sale right there. Polo Ralph Lauren. Easy money. I sell so many Polo Ralph Lauren pieces every single day. I probably have another couple that we're going to ship out today too. This one's going to ship for 5 ounces. I'm paying $4.62 and buyers paying $7.15 to ship this one out. Oh, by the way, obviously if you guys are here, you obviously know we're not doing a live thrift today. I figured I'd give my voice a little bit more of a rest before this weekend, and so we're going to do a live thrift. I moved the show from today to next Thursday, so expect next Thursday for us to do the live thrift. I just didn't want to push it. All right, next up we got some Eileen Fisher pants. These are a women's size extra small Eileen Fisher, just a purple pull-on, like a flowy pair of pants. Kayla picked these up. We paid $4.28 for these, and these sold for $29.99 plus ship. So we're just gonna go right into a poly bag and ship out. Easy peasy. Appreciate all the questions coming into. If you guys have any questions, you can always drop them in the chat. This is a great time to have your questions answered in person instead of through a text from a video or something like that. So if you have any questions or had any questions before and you want them answered, feel free to drop them in the chat. These are going to ship out for 12 ounces. Buyer paid $9.45. I'm only paying $5.80. Oh man, I missed a bunch of questions. What's going on here? What's up, Trisha? Lunch break. Let's go. Facebook killed their marketplace opportunities. I think that's facts. Usually a couple weeks. Even a couple weeks waiting for payout is crazy. A lot of time I'm sending PayPal invoices, various shipping sales. Yeah, if you send PayPal invoices, that's probably the way to go because PayPal you get paid instantly, right? So that's probably the way to go. But again, you have no seller protection. So that person, you have protections through PayPal. I guess that would be the way to do it, through PayPal. That would make a lot of sense to do it that way. Drop to say hello from Georgia. What's up from Georgia? You guys are right up the street from us, right above us. Local only, cash only, yeah. So I don't think, what I told Nifty is there's not enough people. There's not enough like big sellers using local sales. I don't know of anybody who's doing, let's say, over $100,000 in sales a year that use local sales to do a portion of their business. Usually it's a very, very, very small portion. Like they get some big piece of furniture and they're like, oh, I don't want to sell this on eBay. This singular thing I'm going to put on Facebook and sell this really quick. But nobody's cross-listing all of their eBay inventory to Facebook to do local sales. It just makes no sense because there's so many flakes on Facebook. If I sold those Eileen Fisher pants on Facebook, I would have to drive to go drop them off, and then like 90% of the time the person like messages you while you're sitting there like, hey, I can't make it today. Like that's typical Facebook behavior. So nobody's spending the time to do that. They'd rather just list them and have somebody buy them and then ship them from their house. I even had, when I was selling on Facebook a couple of years ago, I had people reach out and say like, hey, I live close to you. You have shipping only on this. Would you meet up? And I said, no, you have to buy it. I'll ship it. I think at the time I was doing free shipping. So I was like, I'll just ship this and you'll have it by tomorrow, because I'm not going to drive, 30 minutes to go meet you up for a $30 sale. It just doesn't make any sense. What's up, Debbie? So just to confirm, if you have Nifty, you really do not need a spreadsheet. No, unless you're selling if you're selling on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, you don't need a spreadsheet. Nifty will track all of your sales. You can even put in your expenses. All that stuff puts right into Nifty. If you're selling on a site like Whatnot too, then you will need like some kind of spreadsheet to track your Whatnot sales until she integrates Whatnot into it, which she's hopefully going to work on it pretty soon. So then once Whatnot's on there, then all the Whatnot information will be dropped in too. But if you just sell on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, which falls into most of you watching this right now, then you just need Nifty. Nifty will download all of your information for you. No Roosevelts. Got a Ralph Lauren men's suit for $4.99 yesterday. Nice. Any news about when the next platform will drop on Nifty? I don't know if she cares about me saying this, but she said 2 weeks for her goal again is 2 weeks for Etsy. Again, I don't care about Etsy. I'm not going to cross list to it. I think some people care, but for me, my inventory, it's not going on Etsy. So you'll see me. I'm actually probably going to take away Mercari. So I'm only going to be cross listing to 3 platforms forever from now on. So even if she adds Etsy, I'm not going to cross list Etsy. But that's supposed to happen within the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm not listing on Mercari because I haven't had any sales on Mercari. I started cross listing again like a month ago, like give it another shot. No sales. I'm cutting off Mercari. It makes no sense. What is the best time range to list? Whenever you have listings available. There's no specific time. Obviously, if you list at 2 a.m. in the morning, you're probably not going to get a sale on that piece until people actually wake up. But if you want to put your listings up at 2 a.m., then when they wake up, your listings are already live, ready to go. So there's no real time. It's not like if you list at 11, you're going to get a bunch more sales. If you list at 11 in the morning or 11 at night, you just want to get those listings up. Doesn't matter what time. Back in the day, keywords are important in the description. Is it still important? Yes. Keywords in your titles and in your descriptions do help the eBay algorithm bring people into your listings. So yes, I would say both of those are good. Focus on both of those. Do you adjust your eBay pricing? I should be doing this. I always forget to highlight comments. So you guys can actually see that I'm reading along with people. Do you adjust your price cycle throughout the month? No, but if you wanted to do that, so what I do to clearance out items that I'll bring them over to Whatnot and just move some pieces. I did that the last couple weeks, but if you want to be able to drop your prices at a specific point in time to be able to move out some older items, when you delist and relist with Nifty on all platforms, you can actually tell Nifty to drop the price for you when it relists. So you don't have to do it yourself. Nifty will do it for you. So I have used that feature like when it first came out, and then I stopped using it because I was like, I'll just run a sale. So either you can run a sale or you can use Nifty to slowly drop your prices for you. How's Mercari? I have no clue. I honestly have no clue how Mercari is even staying afloat. Yeah, they messed up when they switched the fees to 0 for the sellers and they raised the fees on the buyers. They scared away all the buyers, and then they're like, hey sellers, we're gonna bring fees back to you. And it's like, oh, okay. And all the buyers were already gone, so now you're not selling anybody. So appreciate you, Francis. Thank you for everything. Learned so much. Sold 8 items on eBay since Sunday. Mercari was killing me. I do stock your listings to help. Hey, feel free to. That's why I have my stores always linked in my bio for you to stock my listings. It doesn't matter to me. I know a lot of other influencers would say like, hey, I don't want to put my store in my bio because it hurts my conversion rate. People are clicking on my listings but not buying them. I don't care. I will still make sales. I know that, and then you guys can learn from me. How soon before Nifty crosslist and whatnot? That I don't know. I know we had a discussion a couple days ago. I'm hoping soon, but that's like a big task for her to build out another whole service. So I'm hoping soon. That's all I can say. Obviously, I want it. I want it really bad. Still promoting at 7%? Yes, everything's still promoted at 7%. I haven't seen a really big dip in sales from 9% to 7%, so I'll probably keep it on here for a little bit and then drop it a little bit more, maybe to 6%, and then try to get back to 5%. I'd love to get back to 5%. I'm new to eBay, coming from Depop, and I saw people saying 6 to 9 p.m. is the best time to list. It seems like a bit late to me. To be honest, there is no best time to list. I'd love to see the people who are saying that, like what analytics they have based off their saying. I think that's more of an assumption than fact. But yeah, 6 to 9 p.m. You could say it's the best time because that's when most people are home, and you may get quicker sales. But to be honest, I don't have many items that I list on eBay that sell instantly. And usually if I sell them instantly, it's because I priced them under market. So yeah, I mean, there's also a good time to post in the morning when people are getting ready for work and on their phones buying. So again, I get what they're saying, but I'd ask those people, how many times did you list between 6 and 9 p.m. and between 12 and 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and you got instant sales at 6 and 9, and you didn't get instant sales at 12 and 2? They probably won't have an answer for you. So I don't think there's any logic to that. I think that's just an assumption that more people are home during those times, so they're the best times to list. Although if you're doing auction listings, those are the best times to list because your auctions will end when most people are at home and on their phone. If you're doing buy it now best offer listings, it doesn't make any sense. How do you ship suits? Usually in poly bags, or I'll ship them in boxes. The white poly bags I usually have next to me that I don't have right now, I put them in those. I just fold them up nice and neat, make sure the buttons are on the inside, not on the outside, so that way they don't get crushed when they're being shipped, or you put them in a box. Usually I use the flat boxes, these right here. And I always ship my suits priority mail. I don't do ground advantage. And I use these boxes right here to ship them. They end up being super flat. These are for like bigger suits or like suit sets. Like you have the suits, you have the blazer, and you have the bottoms. And they just fit right in here. You close them up and you ship them out. I always charge shipping to the buyer for suits, and I always charge return shipping for suits. Appreciate you, Christy. See, I should be doing this the whole time. I don't know why I don't ever highlight comments. It's so easy to do, but I just never think about it. Do you do whatnot shows also? Yes. This month, so this weekend's going to determine what kind of goal I have for this month. I was actually just talking to Chris at Peak last night about it. And right now we are very close to 50K in sales for the month. After this weekend, we're going to determine whether I'm going to push for 50K or I'm going to say I'm going to do it next month. And I think by the end of this weekend, I'm probably going to push for 50K in sales, which means I have a very short period next week to do a couple shows. I got to do a couple clear out shows anyway, so it makes a lot of sense. I got to clear some more stuff out, especially if we're moving. We're finding stuff all over the place, and we're like, hey, we could just load this up on Whatnot and sell this really fast and give good deals out, and I don't care. I just want to move this stuff, so I have less stuff to move to the new house. So we might do it. I'm kind of, it's going to determine how this weekend goes. But yes, we do sell on Whatnot. That was a little sidetrack, but yes. The time on eBay when you list on eBay only matters if you're running an auction. Yeah, exactly. It's only that specific time slot is like auction prime time slots. But most people that like we're talking to don't do auctions. I don't know of many people that do auctions anymore unless it's like for like high dollar items that you just want to get some traction on. Appreciate you, Lacoons. Are we sharing a brain today? I think we are. We are sharing a brain today, Trisha. Appreciate you guys. Great YouTube videos. Shipping on shoots. Yeah, if you want to learn how to ship a suit or ship anything, just go on YouTube and type how to ship a suit on eBay. Enter, and I'm sure there's tons of videos that pop up, either for suits or like items like suits, and then you're like, oh, I can ship a suit just like that. So those questions are easy to answer. I probably should make those videos. They're just so simple to me. I don't even think about them. Like I've shipped suits so many times that I don't really. In my brain, I'm like, people know how to ship suits, but I should like think like when I first started, like, oh, okay, I think there's people out there that don't know how to ship suits. So yeah, I love Chris at Peak. I talk to him every single night. Him and unfortunately, I talk to Surfs every night too. But me and Surfs and me and Chris, we always talk back and forth at night, just share ideas, brainstorm, bounce ideas back and forth off of each other, just tell each other how our videos are doing or how our sales are doing. Last night was me and Chris were talking a lot about sales and like his sales versus my sales and what he's doing and what I'm doing and what we're focusing on. So is the shipping bad on Whatnot? Do you make money? No. Whatnot, you don't take any money in as a seller. Whatnot takes all the money in for the shipping. You are just setting your weights and your buyers are paying the shipping costs. Now, if you do free shipping or you do reduced shipping after 5 pounds, then you're taking the responsibility on as a seller to pay that. But usually you're doing that because you're making a ton of money on your items and you're able to give that discount to your buyers. But yes, with Whatnot shipping, it's one of the best shipping opportunities because between 1 and 5 pounds, the buyer gets free shipping and they only pay, I think it's $9.71 for their first pound, which is on rate with what they pay on eBay for most items too. So then once they pay $9.71, they have free shipping for the next 4 or 5 items. So it like entices them to buy more items from you. So I love Whatnot shipping. Love it. I'm going to make a video on Whatnot shipping, by the way, because I get so many questions about that. It's so easy. Do you think there are backgrounds that work better on eBay than others? So it used to be solid white backgrounds were like the #1 thing to do, but eBay recently told everybody you don't have to do solid white backgrounds. It was specifically for Google search, and Google kind of got rid of that. Now they just want clear and concise photos, and whatever color behind the item that you're taking makes the item pop works the best. So a lot of people are using AI backgrounds now, which is fine because you'll still be able to pull up on Google search. Just make sure you have good titles, good descriptions, good listings all together, and you'll be seen on Google more often, and that'll help your item sell. So there you go. You don't need to have a solid white background, even though we use it on all of our items still, because we've been using it for a while. We just didn't want to switch. You don't have to anymore. You can just use whatever you want, whatever you think makes the item pop. Next up, we got some Lululemon pants right here. These are men's size 31 Lululemon ABC commission shorts. Sorry, these are shorts, not pants. Paid $13.89 for these. Paid a little bit up for these. Probably bought these at Red, White, and Blue, but they sold for full asking price of $29.99 plus shipping. Nice little bread and butter sale again. Paid up a little bit for them. Unfortunately, if you find them at Red, White, and Blue, you can't really get these for like $5 to $8 like you can at Goodwill. We usually find those at that price. But yeah, Red, White, and Blue, they know what they got. So pay up a little bit, but still make a decent little profit. These are going to go right into the bag and ship them out for 11 ounces. I am paying $5.31. Buyer paid $9 for shipping. So like, for example, what asked about shipping on Whatnot and how you can make shipping on like profitable on Whatnot. And there's not really a good answer for that. But on eBay, you can make it profitable because on this example right here, I made about, $3.50-ish profit on this. And I'm able to use that for fees, expenses. But remember, I am paying fees on top of that too for that full buyer price. So you don't make that full $3.50 after eBay fees. It's probably closer to $3. But I can use that for expenses. I can use that for profit, things like that. Next up, Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. This is just a long sleeve solid red Ralph Lauren shirt. Picked this up for $5.34. Nothing special about this one, so I listed it for the regular $22.99 plus ship, and that's exactly what it sold for. This was listed for less than a week, and it sold for $22.99 plus ship. Easy peasy sale. I know a lot of people hate on Surfs and I for selling Polo Ralph Lauren pieces, but they sell every single week. I get sales every single week. Lulu pants sold for, they're a pair of shorts actually, they sold for $29.99 plus ship. You can always follow along with sales too if you ever want to see if we're actually selling what we're saying we're selling. You can just go to our eBay store and filter for sold, and you can see all of these items that sold on eBay. As we're going through them, you can see them. But yeah, people bash us for selling Ralph Lauren. They're like, oh, you sell that Polo brand, you don't make enough money on that. I think last week I showed you guys I sold 162 Ralph Lauren shirts in the last 90 days, 162. So yeah, I will keep selling Ralph Lauren shirts. It's just easiest money you can ever make. I probably have sold more, but I'm sitting on like 300 pieces of Ralph Lauren, and I have another 156 Ralph Lauren pieces on the way. So I might do a Whatnot show just to clear those out before we leave, because I'm not going to be able to get all those listed before we leave. Do Chaps shirts? No, Chaps is like a pass. Unless it's like vintage Chaps Ralph Lauren, then I might pick those up. But they have to have like a really good pattern, and I have to expect those to sell for like right around 20 to 25. And usually I'll still pass on those unless they're really, really, really cheap. Speaking of Ralph Lauren, another Ralph Lauren shirt. This is just a long sleeve plaid Ralph Lauren. I listed this yesterday. Literally just listed this yesterday. It sold in like 6 hours for $22.99 plus ship. So easy peasy sale. $4.28 into $22.99 fast sale. Where are you leaving to? We're moving. We're moving in the next like 2 months. So we just got our pre-approval letter for the loan, and then we gotta clean this house up a little bit, make it a little bit prettier than it is. We got kids, so there's corners of the house that need to be cleaned, and paint that needs to happen in certain spots of the house to make it look a little better. And then we're gonna throw this house up on market. As soon as this house is up on market, we can start putting offers on other houses. So we're just gonna spend this weekend and next week probably cleaning up this house. There's a couple things I gotta fix, but it's actually gonna be really easy. It's probably like 1 day's work to clean up this house, and then it'll be ready to list. And then packing. That's what Kayla's been doing. I don't know if you can see, but I have the background blurred. But those boxes right there are all our personal stuff that she's been packing up. And don't worry, those USPS boxes, they are not new USPS boxes. Those were shipped to us, and then we took the items and we put them inside of a pre-used USPS box. I know a lot of people on the internet get all in flurry with that, but as long as the USPS box was shipped to you and used, you can use it for whatever you want. You won't get in trouble for using a used USPS box. What's up, Francisco? Welcome in. All right, next up, Hudson men's jeans. Brand new with tags, Hudson men's jeans. Pick these up for $25.67. These have been listed for a while, but these have slowly sold. I think this might be my last pair that I have. This one sold for $62. Oh yeah, she's ready to go. Kayla is ready to go. She was packing like last week. As soon as we started putting in the information, she's like, oh, we're gonna get accepted. Okay, so let me just start packing. So that's what she's doing. She packed the kids' room. She's packed out there. And she's gonna pack the kitchen next. So been dealing with so many missing packages lately. That's, yeah. I had somebody on Whatnot reach out to me and said their package has been like bounced around. And I'm like, unfortunately, there's nothing I can really do. Unfortunately, I wish I could help you more. There's nothing I can do for you. Just kind of wait. So USPS, what they do in the middle of summer is they actually like ask people to retire if they're ready to retire, because they have no mail right now. That's the thing. They have no mail, no packages. The winter season is the heavy season. That's when everybody's shipping stuff and sending stuff to their family. When it comes to summertime, I used to have, it's called DPS. That's the letter trays that we get. That's all the, I don't know what it stands for, but it's basically all the letter mail that we get. I'd get like 2,000 to 2,500 DPS, which is 2,000 to 2,500 letters in my mail truck. During the summer, and that's during the winter time. During the summertime, I'd get 400. So it went from literally 6-7x the amount of mail all the way down to 400. And then people are taking vacations. People are retiring during the season because it starts getting hot out, and they're like, do I really want to wait another season to retire? No, I'm going to retire when it's super hot out, and I'm going to enjoy my summer, my first summer out of the USPS. And then they don't hire usually during that season. They keep it low, or they hire a bunch of like newer people that are CCAs. They don't really know what they're doing. And then you get the issues with your items being delayed. Always happens every year. And then usually Christmas time they get overrun. They hire too late. They bring in all these new people, and then they have a bunch of issues with pushing the items through the system because they have a lot of new people dealing with them. So yeah, there's nothing you can really do. It's part of the game, USPS. So how do you know what to list the shipping price if you don't weigh until you ship the item out? So we've been doing this a while. These jeans are going to weigh 2 pounds or less. So that's exactly what I put into this. I put them in as 2 pounds. If I'm listing a shirt, I'm usually putting it in as like 10 ounces or 15 ounces, depending if it's a flannel or if it's just a lightweight shirt. But yeah, we just put these in, and we're usually pretty much on the mark. But if you're new, I would highly suggest doing that beforehand. Don't do that after, do it before. This is going to ship for $6.45. Peace out, Trisha. Poshmark just released a new policy. I don't exactly understand it. It's for excessive listings removal? Oh, great. What? I don't know. I'd have to see what the listing policy is. If that's the case, then maybe knock down Nifty's delist relist. To be honest, if I lose Poshmark, it wouldn't affect me either. I think when we move, I'm probably gonna stick to eBay, possibly Poshmark, and just focus on Whatnot, and that's it. I'm gonna keep it to the big three, and then possibly make it the big two, and then that way I can just put all my focus on 2 platforms. I don't have to worry about the others. So I have to look it up though. Where do you look up style? Untucked shirt style codes. If you look in the bottom right hand tag, usually they'll have the name of the code. So in the bottom part of the shirt, they'll have the name on that tag, and they also have the style code right there too. So it's a new email. I'll check it out. I don't really think it's anything to worry about. Yeah, I don't think it's anything to worry about. Excessive listing removal is probably like people that are delisting and relisting multiple times a day to be on the new page. So they'll list something like this Teddy Stratford shirt that's sold, and if it doesn't sell within 6 hours, they remove it and then relist it and remove it and relist it, and then that's what Poshmark's saying. If you delist and relist once a month, I don't think that's really that big of an issue. Teddy Stratford shirt, 100% linen. You guys remember this from the video. I'm probably going to make an update video on this too, so you guys see it first. Pick this up for $8.56. I said in the video I should be able to get 45 or more, but I had an offer almost immediately for $34, and I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take that $34 offer and not wait for a bigger offer, because who cares? I'm already making a decent amount of profit on this. So this one, $8.56, sold for $34. Yeah, they don't like people delisting or relisting. Yeah, that might be something that Nifty has to look at, because obviously if everybody's doing delist relist, I don't, Nifty doesn't want to get everybody in trouble for doing delist relist, but I don't think it really matters if you're doing it once a month. I just don't think they like people doing it multiple times a day. But if you're delisting, to be honest, you can actually just turn that off on Poshmark. There's no reason to do a delist relist. And I had it off for a while. I turned it back on. But here's a little secret sauce. Delist relist on Poshmark does only one thing for you. The only thing it does for you is it puts you on the newly listed page. That's it. It doesn't actually give you a boost in the algorithm different from the boost from a share. The boost from the share does the same exact thing as the boost from the delist relist. So if you're worried about that, just turn the delist relist off on Poshmark and just keep the share tool on. That's it. It does the same thing. It puts you up to the top. The only thing that the delist relist does, it puts you to the newly listed. That's it. So if you're worried about that, just turn it off. Easy peasy. Let's say the Polo Ralph Lauren men's shirt today within a minute had an offer, which I declined. Since then, I've received 2 other low offers. I'm thinking I have a shirt that I may need to do more research. The price higher. I remove the listing. Yeah, maybe. That's actually smart, Amy. That's really smart. You probably do have like a rare Polo Ralph Lauren shirt. What's up, Amelia? Did you add the weight of the box when you add the weight of the item? Yes. If I'm going to ship, like, let's say a heavyweight item like this Titans helmet, and this weighs, it weighs 15 ounces, but I know I'm gonna have to put a box this up and put some packing material so that way it doesn't get ruined, then I am going to add a little bit more. So instead of 1 pound for that, or 15 ounces, I'm going to raise it up to 2 pounds, because I know that I'm going to have to put more packing material and it's going to weigh a little bit more. For shirts and stuff, I don't add that extra weight because I'm shipping them out in bags. So the bags weigh like less than an ounce. So you don't have to worry about adding weights for those. It says no excessive, but doesn't specify what that is. Yeah, they'd have to specify what excessive is. But again, if you turn it off, you won't have an issue. I didn't have delist relist on Poshmark for a very, very long time, and I probably am just going to turn it off now that I'm hearing about this, because again, it doesn't give you any boost. It just puts you to the newly listed page, and some people do shop via the newly listed page, but very, very few. Normally, people are just typing in what they're looking for. Carhartt red crew neck t-shirt. Carhartt red crew neck t-shirt. They look at what's currently at the top and they buy whichever one's cheapest. That's how people operate. My sales aren't consistent anymore. 1 good week and then 3 bad ones. 2025 is the year, driving me crazy. Yeah, so that's probably going to happen a lot throughout this year. There's a lot of uncertainty with the markets. There's a lot of uncertainty with tariffs. There's a lot of uncertainty within all the markets. So this is the time that can be scary for people, or a time that can be really, really good for people. So you might need to adjust the way you sell. You might need to adjust the way you price your items. You might need to be bottom of the market, so you're just clearing stuff out really fast, because there's a lot of people selling stuff. I am hit up every single day with somebody who is getting rid of all their eBay inventory and they want to sell it to me. Every single day, no lie. Every day I get hit up in my DMs because people are, they're worried and they're like, I need to go get a real job because I don't know how this market's going to last. And those same people are the buyers that are buying from you too. So I'll say it's a time to lose and it's a time to win. And there's a little bit of middle ground in between the two, but there's either a big time to lose or a big time to win right now. So I'm looking to win. So I'm looking to capitalize on a lot of people getting out of the game and grabbing their stuff for super cheap, and then just moving it at a super cheap price and just churning and burning. But that might mean that's something that you need to do too, is just churn and burn your inventory so you can hop on those opportunities. And yes, I have a social media presence and it helps out because people DM me, but if I have that opportunity, there's opportunity locally for you to do the same thing. I'm sure there's people clearing out inventory locally. You could just go there, get bottom of the dollar stuff and just churn and burn it. So that's what I would suggest. Maybe you need to operate a little bit different, but it's okay. This is a good time. It's not a bad time. The one thing I'll say is the reselling market never dies, and it is stronger in a down economy usually because people still like to buy stuff. They just want to get it cheaper. So people that used to buy brand new with tag Patagonia sweaters, they might be like, I don't have the money to pay $120 for a Patagonia sweater, but I will buy one for $25 that's in pre-owned condition, but it looks excellent and it looks like it's brand new. It's just been used once or twice. And they'll fall on that market. So we're actually in a good market to be in. I see a similar one that sold for 400, different color. Others have been. Amy, send me a DM with what it is. Just DM me on Instagram if you have Instagram or Facebook, and let me see what you got, and then I'll try to help you, because that's, yeah, you probably have something pretty crazy, and that's why you've been getting instant offers. So here to stay, here to stay. That's the way to operate. All right, guys, I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna actually set up. We're gonna set up for a Whatnot show. The Saturday Whatnot show today. I got a little bit of consignment that came in. I got more consignment on the way, so I want to get a head start on it, and then I want to rest for the rest of the day because I'm still trying to deal with this cold. So I'm gonna set that up today. I'll probably have a video coming out today, but you guys pretty much just saw the video. The Teddy Stratford shirt is probably gonna be an update video on that, and I'll probably do an update video on the Rowback piece too because we found that as well and we sold that really quick. So a little update video coming out today. And then if I'm feeling better tonight, I want to make a YouTube video, like a Bolo YouTube video, but I'll see how I feel and see how my voice is by the end of tonight. So if that's the case, if I make that video tonight, it should be out tomorrow, hopefully be out tomorrow. So yeah, we'll work on that tonight. And yeah, Whatnot shows this weekend. If you haven't signed up, go get your free $15. You guys know what it is. And then come out this weekend. I think Saturday we're going to do a huge show with a big buyer appreciation giveaway. And then Sunday we're gonna do, I think brand new with tag Polo Ralph Lauren is gonna land today, and then I'm gonna do a pre-owned and new with tag Ralph Lauren show on Sunday. So there's two really good shows back to back. I'm really falling more on doing just two big shows a week instead of doing multiple shows throughout the week, especially after we move. So we'll see how that goes. I kind of like doing two big shows as opposed to like multiple little shows. So